Hey breezers, how are you guys? Not much to see around here, folks. It's just another day for Foodie Beauty. Staying broke, miserable, raging, and hungry. Do you want to know how I know? Because she's doing this. She dedicated a whole community post to FFG, and she always whips out the rages and cat deflection when she needs money. It's just what she does. So let's talk about her community post. From what I saw, it's disgusting as usual, but here we go. So Foodie posted this 31 minutes ago. It is edited, and she said, "Hey, French fried grifter. Here's a pic of her being taken to get groomed as soon as we got home. Stop the lies. We regularly take her. Only one here who looks like an animal neglector and abuser is you." Foodie, you're the one who has a whole hashtag dedicated to her. Foodie Beauty Animal Abuser? I know you want to try and spin the truth and rewrite history, and I know you telling yourself everybody views FFG that way makes you feel better, but it's just not true. The only one people talk about in the same sentence as animal abuse is you. So she continues, and she's actually really disgusting here. "Why did you kill your second dog again? Because its grief was bugging you and you had to go on drives to cry instead of taking the dog with you? Show the vet records for that, you hypocritical creature." So you're disgusting. Nobody wants to have to put their animals down, but unfortunately, there comes a time in life where, you don't want them to suffer anymore. She did nothing but an act of love for her pets, and you really need to stop with that. Anybody who's actually an animal lover is disgusted by you and your behavior. And calling somebody a creature while screaming people are fat shaming you and bullying and harassing you, it's not a good look. Pretty sure a lot of this is already against terms of service. So she continues, "Her fur is long and thick and always looks like this no matter how much we brush and get her groomed." No matter how much, we've seen you take her once. You just kind of showed a clip of you guys arriving there. Foodie, Julia always looks crazy and disheveled. She always looks matted. She always looks like she needs to be brushed. If you were actually taking care of her, she wouldn't look that way. I don't think you need any more long-haired animals. You don't clean yourself. You don't bathe yourself. You don't brush your own hair. At least remember how her hair used to look? Oh my gosh. You admittedly don't brush your teeth, you don't shower, you drip dry, and we're supposed to believe that you take the time out of eating another mukbang to take care of Julia. We see how she looks. You lying isn't going to change the fact. So let's see. She continues her rage. "We don't owe you any explanation, is it, Hanzura? We don't owe you any explanation, Hanzira, until you explain why BBJ looks emaciated in your care and why you put down your second dog, hypocrite loser. Get bent." Oh, again, I think a lot of this is against terms of service. "Oh, and I included a pic of you so everyone can see who you have the nerve to call Beatus on anyone when you hide your 12 chins yourself. Idiot. Your fried ponytail is on too tight. At least she has a ponytail. If BBJ looks like that because of when she was in my care, compare the two pictures, morons. Right one is in FFG's care, left one is in mine. I never put down my pets and she did. Nothing wrong with that though, if the pets are sick. Since 2017, anytime BBJ was shown in my video, she looked healthy and happy, so shut it. Last time I entertained your stupidity for your content. Now go live and discuss this for 3 hours, you squealing witch." Wow. I thought you were so happily married and we were all just jealous. You're living your best life. You just got back home and you are this miserable. So FFG looks clean and Alicia has hair, Foodie. I don't know what to tell you. In this picture, on the left is BBJ groomed. On the right is her with matted fur, again, because you don't take care of your long-haired pets, or actually pets in general. But you have no business owning long-haired cats ever again. Do you see how you took care of her here? She's not brushed at all. And she was probably a little bit heavier here because all you gave her was pet treats, cat treats. All you gave her was cat treats. She never really had proper food. You threw some dry kibble on the floor. We saw it, Foodie. and you are in a constant need of needing to go get wet food but too busy chasing natter. You can't rewrite history. Many of us have been here for a while and have seen this all go down. And while I'm sure you're going to rage again after this about how I'm doing this for free, I'd rather the world knows about you. I'd rather take this to all the platforms I'm on: Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and let the world know about you for free. I'm happy to do so. But what I will do is pin my Buy Me a Coffee link if you would like to tip your host. So anyways, you guys, Foodie is still miserable. Obviously, the mukbangs aren't paying that well. She always whips these out as like emergency fund type situations. So Stacy G said, "You are absolutely correct on everything you said. You was a wonderful pet owner to BBJ. Then why was BBJ always crying? She was always matted. Do you know how long that cat was in pain because she had ingrown nails growing into her little paw pads?" Foodie was not a wonderful owner. So this person is basically BSing her. "You was a wonderful pet owner to BBJ and Sam, and they know you were too. They only say all of this to piss you off." No, we say all this to remind the world of what really happened, because Foodie Beauty will lie about it. Because they supposedly hate you. And Julia's taking care of wonderfully the same. Oh, poor Julia. If she's taking care of the same, that cat has no hope. "Don't let this disgusting witch get to you. You're a beautiful person, Chantel." Foodie replies, "Thanks, love. Hope you're all right." Let's see. Dolly said, "I'm confused, maybe misinformed. Didn't you want to put BBJ down at first, but ended up rehoming instead in the end? Just looking for clarification. I might be confusing the situation." Foodie says, "I never made the final decision. It was a consideration if the vet recommended it due to her quality of life and having chronic kidney issues, etc." But this is what's weird, Foodie. No pet owner who actually loves and values their pets goes to the vet looking for any excuse to put them down. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not normal. Like, you're just thinking she's old. You're just assuming she has all these issues. You weren't taking her to get her ingrown nails treated. You were going specifically to say, "Hey, is it time for her to be put down because I'm bored and I really don't want this responsibility anymore?" So yeah. So Foodie continues, "She is 21. There is nothing wrong with putting a pet down if they are suffering. You just said that, so why are you shaming FFG for putting her pet down who was a senior pet and suffering? He didn't have a good quality of life anymore." You contradict yourself. Foodie says, "FFG, though, is the one who put down her 2 dogs and one for anxiety." That's not true. "I decided to rehome BBJ because I built trust with someone who messaged me and assured me she could care for an elderly pet. Turns out it was FFG all along because you didn't do your research. Learn from me. Don't build trust with somebody on the internet after a few days, okay?" Foodie says, "How are you morons going to come for me when FFG literally did the same thing? They are condemning me for brain dead." Dolly says at Foodie, "Okay, thank you for clarifying. BBJ is an old lady, and that's pretty spectacular. She's lived so long. I just hope she's actually as comfy as possible, as she deserves to be comfy, especially in her old age." Stacy says, "I've had to put pets down for reasons, and so has thousands of people." Some of these comments are just disgusting, and I'm not going to read them, but you could see that one by I Am Confused. Look at this one by Fear. "Anne-Marie FFG sure did off her dogs. Plus, she wasn't even abused by her ex. We all know that she was the one who abused." This is disgusting. How do you say this when Foodie Beauty full-on admitted to filing false charges on Natter? Because she was mad at him? And remember when Foodie Beauty was crying, "How could you say I'm not abused?" Like, like really making everybody feel bad for saying, "Hey, you filed false charges. You keep driving back there. Like, what's really going on? And you have the nerve to say that about someone else?" Foodie replies, "Well, I cannot speak on her abuse story, but she did euthanize her dogs and then turn around and claim to save BBJ from euthanasia, even though she was being rehomed." Imagine acting like this, you guys. If you truly did nothing wrong and you're innocent and you're not an animal abuser and you truly felt your cat was stolen from you, imagine doing all of this. If anything, it just makes her look more guilty. Every time she talks about the BBJ situation, it changes slightly. Story doesn't add up. If you guys are new to watching this, pretty much Foodie Beauty was in a rush to dump her pets with anyone, and FG managed to get BBJ because Foodie Beauty didn't do her research. She keeps wanting everybody to think she did her research. If you did your research, Foodie Beauty, how did FFG end up with your pet? If you checked the home, I don't know, asked for like reference, anything at all. Did your research. If you asked to go see where your beloved pet was going to be staying, if you did a little bit of research, if you stopped eating for 2.5 seconds and just did a little bit of research, BBJ would not have ended up with FFG. This all falls on you. And we know you're guilty because the way you're acting. We know you're guilty because the story doesn't stay consistent. We know you're guilty because if you truly cared if BBJ was being hurt, if you truly cared about BBJ at all, you'd reach out privately and you wouldn't be doing any of this. If you cared about BBJ at all, if you were truly worried, you would reach out privately, not do any of this. But you know that cat is fine. You know that cat is safe. You know that cat is being taken care of. You know she's loved. And you know a vet is seeing her every 3 months. We all know that. So there's nothing you could do but scream into the void and hope that maybe one clueless person will actually believe you and feel sorry for you. So we have a novel by Jack Douglas, who many people believe is Foodie Beauty. We've all thought this was a Foodie Beauty sock account. And you know it's a foodie sock because they always tell on themselves and they write novels. So Jack Douglas, who is using my profile picture, said, once again, Peter Griffin, aka Triple Chins, is making things up for content / to rile people against you. And people just run with it. Somehow taking your cat to the groomer on the day you get back from holiday is abusive now, I'm sure. No, abandoning your cat for over a month and when you get back her looking like that makes you side-eye. She wasn't grooming Julia before. I think we saw her take her once. We just saw like a clip of the front of the vet's office, I believe. Let me know if I'm remembering incorrectly. But no, taking your cat when you return home from holiday, you should do. Abandoning your cat for over a month, you shouldn't do. So Jack continues, next thing you'll say is going on a holiday at all is abusive, and all the sheep will agree. Despite many having pet themselves and going on holidays, you can't make it up. How many of us have left our pets for over a month to go get high in another country? Anybody? Anybody? For over a month? I don't think I have. So Jack continues, remember they need content / drama for their channels. You can just live your life and your channel continues. They're scraping the barrel, having to make things up at this point. How embarrassing for them. P.S. I know it's Halloween month, but that third picture is bloody frightening. Reminds me of the broodmother from Dragon Age. You know, whatever people think about FFG, at least she doesn't look like Foodie, okay? I could drag her, that's what they're all trying to do, but like she still doesn't look like Foodie. She's like definitely a step above. She's got hair, she's got nice skin, she looks clean. I mean, what are we really dragging here? The fried ponytail? At least she has a ponytail. Foodie replies, LMAO, I love your comments. And yep, watch next headline. She didn't take care of her cat while she was away. Meanwhile, look at the pic of BBJ and that creature's care, effing idiot. So people are calling Foodie Beauty out on Twitter. Mrs. Robinson shared her comment about how she never made a final decision. It was a consideration. And Mrs. Robinson said, pathological liar believes her own lies and tries to rewrite history. But we don't forget BBJ is going in a bag. They don't put cats in a box. You are an animal abuser. We will not let you forget. And Fondue Pondu said, Foodie Beauty, so we're going to forget Chantel laughed about throwing BBJ in a wood chipper and partook in her roommate Timbit's death. The Angry Scott said, didn't Foodie Beauty claim she put the cat into like a boarding type of place for going away? Grooming a long-haired Persian cat is essential for them. Even if someone was just stopping in to feed for 6 weeks, wouldn't you ask them to brush your cat whenever you're away that long? I personally would. I think all of us would. But Foodie Beauty just doesn't think of anything beyond food. She doesn't think about the well-being or grooming of her animals. So a lot is apparently speaking on Foodie Beauty again. And she's really mad. It's a video titled The Real Chantel, but I'll show you a tweet where people are talking about it. Foodie Beauty rages some more. From an hour ago, The Real Chantel? Oh, you mean when I defend myself against someone coming for me first? Someone we thought was a friend but called me all kinds of names and threw us under the bus for clout and views. This is why these channels are crap. What you are showing is a provoked reaction by me, and you are leaving out the whole picture, as usual. Let's look at the comments. Vanessa just sent her like a bunch of emojis. Foodie replied with some heart emojis back. Let's go to Twitter. Miss Robinson said in response to that little tantrum, but she doesn't watch reaction channels. She doesn't have time. She just stumbles upon what is being said about her. I think she's coming off THC and the robot being fed up with her left the fart box, so she has nothing else to yap about. Angry Scott said, Foodie Beauty always knows more about what her hate audience are saying about her than me, an active member of her hate audience. What channel is this and who is she talking about with this someone we used to call a friend? Because it's a long list of possibilities. Allah? Yo mama? And Miss Robinson said, Allah, it's the latest upload of Are You Serious? Oh, okay, you guys, definitely go check that out. I know I will be as well. All right, we're going to end this video here, but I'd love to know your thoughts on Foodie Beauty's little moment she had here. So let's talk about this in the comment section. I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening, wherever you are, and I will see you so soon.